Hey everybody, how you all doing? I hope you're doing great. Right, so recently one of my videos went viral. It was the Starmer is preparing for civil war video. At the recording of this video, it's currently on 26,000 views, which is just amazing for a little channel like mine. Over, I think it's 1,500 thumbs up on that video as well. Lots of people have been sharing it, so I want to thank all those people as well. So on that video, I've been getting quite a few comments saying, well, how do we fight back? How do we fight back against Starmer if he's preparing to do this to us? Well, there's a simple answer to that, and the answer is form communities. I haven't repeated this enough lately. I've said this in live streams, but I've not said it enough in videos. Form communities, because that's what they fear the most. They fear people being unified and being strong together and looking after one another. You need to think like NATO when you think about your community. So NATO is like an attack on one is an attack on all, and that's how you have to think within your community. I saw that at the protest on Sunday. I saw a community come out to protect itself, which was the one in Unston in Chesterfield. All those locals came out together as one voice against a common enemy. And that's what we need to do around the country. Form your communities, that's where our strength lies. We have a tradition of community in this country. It makes us strong, and that's what they fear. So my opinion on the horrific act that took place in Manchester yesterday is just appalling. And the thing is, the government knew about this. The Starmer regime knew about this. This could happen, but they did nothing. We had only a few weeks ago ISIS come out and make a statement to Islamists within this country, telling them to ram, stab and shoot people. And yet the Starmer regime just ignored it, as they always do. They didn't do anything in preparedness for this. They still allow the boats to come across daily, which are bringing in fresh reinforcements for the Islamists. We don't know who these people are. They're allowed to roam freely around the country without any sort of accountability. We're literally letting in terrorists freely into the country without any documentation. We're putting them in hotels with limited, well, I say limited security, no security as to account where they go, what they do, or anything like that. They could be literally doing anything during the day, and our government has no clue what is going on. For all we know, they disappear out into the woods somewhere and they're stockpiling terrorist paraphernalia. We don't know. We don't know what they're doing. And yet they still keep allowing them to come ashore. We're still paying for the privilege. Starmer has lost complete control of this country. He has. He's lost control of the streets. He's lost control of everything. He's a weak leader. And I don't think for one second any of us believe the false condemnation, the false empathy, the false sympathy that was coming from the Starmer regime yesterday. To me, it was just a government going through the motions so they don't look like the soulless monsters that they are. And Starmer underestimates us. He underestimates the English and the British people. He might be a lawyer, but I don't think the guy has actually studied history or learnt from history. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the position he's in. Because most people around the world know that when the English and the British, when times are at their very, very worst, that's when we are at our very, very best. When you think we're at our weakest, we are at our strongest. We proved that in the Battle of Britain, when we sent Hitler's air force packing. Don't underestimate us. That is the worst possible thing you can ever do, is to underestimate the English and the British people. Like I said, when times are darkest, that's when we shine through. That's when we are at our strongest, our absolute strongest. So let history be a warning, I guess. And don't get me wrong, I've got to repeat this. We're not looking for violence. None of us in the Patriot movement are looking for violence at all. But I'll tell you something my granddad used to tell me. He taught me boxing when I was in my teens. And he always taught me restraint. He always taught me to have respect for the people I was fighting. Always. And that carried on all the way through from when I was out in Iraq. I might have despised ISIS, but I always respected my enemy. I always did. Because if you don't respect your enemy, that can lead to complacency, that can lead to mistakes being made, and that can lead to total disaster. But he always taught me this. He said, son, never start a fight, but always finish it. And I guess that's my message to Starmer, that we're not looking to start a fight. We want a peaceful resolution to all this. We're not looking for violence. We're not looking for civil war or anything like that. But that doesn't mean to say that if violence comes looking for us, that we won't deal with it. Or if a fight comes along, we won't shy away from it. We will defend our families. We will defend our communities. That's who we are as a people. We have that spirit within us. The spirit that Churchill broadcast out to the country when we had the threat of invasion. We will fight them in the streets. We will fight them in the fields. We shall never surrender. This is Vindicator, sign off.